JJJ D.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the channel here. We're back live on cryptocurrency theory, back with the first trading day of the year. Back with new stuff, new news. Always better than the old, guys. We're back on cryptocurrency theory, the greatest. I think now at this point, obviously, we got to polish a few little things here. Maybe get us a microphone so we can shut up all those trolls in the chat. But we are live back here on the channel, guys, and that's really the key focus here. So obviously, guys, being a new year, we got new goals, we got new aspirations, we have new content for you. And, you know, some things I'm working on in my own personal life, trying to be a little bit more professional here on the channel. Had a lot of people reach out and say, dude, we love the channel, but like, can you stop being so funny? We're trying to learn here. Channel. I say, yeah, we can work on it. I'll try to be a little professional. I'll try to fit the mold of what you guys want here on the channel here. So, first trading day of the year, guys. All jokes aside, you know, I don't think the immaturity or the stupidness can really subside. Honestly, if that's what you're seeking. I tell him we are seeking. I have came to seek. That's how I feel that people are watching the channel. They come to seek. So, you know, I know we're mostly lost, obviously, guys. I mean, look at us. I think it's pretty obvious here. But we are going to jump into some comments, guys. Nonetheless, first trading day of the year for traditional markets. Obviously, I mean, it was kind of weird to see the Mexican stock market down yesterday. You know, and that little thing happened. I don't think anybody in the world was paying attention to that. But here on the channel, guys, we try to give you some type of edge. However you find that edge is up to you. I mean, to be honest here, I don't know what the hell you guys would be doing without the channel. I mean, I try to spend a lot of my time looking for, you know, something out there, but that they're not trying to sell us something, right? It seems like every time we open up YouTube, it's either buy this, buy that, or you know, give us this, give us that. And that's why we have our membership, guys. It's $499 US. Don't have any members yet, but you know, for the well-to-do people around the world, we highly are seeking, as I say, I'm seeking, grown man seeking on the internet, seeking your support here. We do have our QR code in the top right corner, so that'll be kind of the sell, you know, of the show here. We got Bitcoin Cash in the top right corner. We'll be jumping into Bitcoin Cash price. We'll be jumping into all the coin prices, obviously, and all the grayscale stuff, and trying to cover a little bit more comments than we've been doing recently. A lot of people have been leaving a lot of comments. A lot of stuff is cruel, unusual, and a little weird that they're starting multiple accounts that they're literally having to do by the day. So we're gonna let the non-bots speak, even though a lot of people are literally creating emails on a daily basis to try to troll the channel. So I'll let you guys say what you want. I'll let people kind of argue in the chat box. It does help push the channel forward to the top of YouTube's algorithm, because that's the greatest part about here on the channel, guys, is I have nothing to sell you. I have absolutely nothing to sell you. You know, I might sound like a salesman and stuff, but at the end of the day, I have absolutely nothing to sell you. I'm just here to try to explore the crypto world, the financial world, in my own right, gather information, and I do get a lot of information from everybody reaching out. We really appreciate that. So keep your feedback coming, and like I said, if the trolls want to leave 20 comments per video, you're just helping the channel. So we'll just let that roll from now on. You know, especially when I click on the username and they literally just created a username so they could come down to this channel and hate, which is beyond me how much time these people have. But here on the channel, guys, we're going to let everything slide, and then next year, if you guys want to create little meme characters to go in the chat, that would be fine by me. It just only shows here that we're definitely growing in the right direction here on the channel constantly, and a lot of people, they're not going to be in line with what we say here on the channel, but a lot of people are poor, as we've kind of found out. In 2024, a lot of people just are poor and fucking stupid, and we can't do anything about those people. We can't help them. So we're only trying to help ourselves here, guys, like everybody on the planet, which is why I originally made the channel in the first place, was to simply because we wanted to, just reach people out there with like-mindedness in the crypto space, in the financial world, stocks as well. Obviously, we'll be doing some new stuff here. We never want to not polish up on what we need to do, which is obviously watching the stocks decouple from the crypto markets. It's kind of been the narrative we've been kind of pressing here on the channel here more recently. And I did do a video here a little earlier, guys. I feel like these boomers are holding on to the Tesla stock forever. I don't think they're ever going to sell it. I think they might ride it all the way down to $50. But, I don't know. I don't know why people, think these things are more than just stocks. But here on the channel, guys, we are going to dive into some stuff here. All jokes aside, as you see, all jokes aside, we need to focus here on what is going to get us to that next point. What is going to carry us through the stretch? Bitcoin coming in at 97,000, pretty remarkably up from yesterday. So, a lot of people, guys, have been really paying attention to Bitcoin now. Like, I feel like even some of the people caught up in the traditional markets are starting to look at this stuff, going, "Fuck, man, how many times am I going to miss it? How many times?" It's coming in at $97,569 US, substantially up from the last few days, I feel like. I feel like we went down to 93. And this volatility on this thing is looking pretty crazy. It's looking like it's got some room to run here. And I did see Ethereum peak up yesterday evening. Okay, and I think that's what I'm keeping on at least my radar here, is that Ethereum, once it breaks all-time highs, I think we're going to be really surprised on where the market goes to. I feel like Bitcoin dominance, I think it was at like 55, 56%. I'm sorry, I got a block. I'm not running a VPN here. I should be, but can't get coin market cap. But I believe Bitcoin dominance was coming in at like 55% yesterday. So I expect that to go down. That's not to confuse or present the illusion that I don't think Bitcoin is going to go down in price. I believe BTC is going to, from a speculative, professional standpoint, we think Bitcoin here on the channel is going to go up. We are bullish on that. So, for all the people that are always confused when they come down here, yet they keep coming down here, I do think BTC is going to go up. And I think that we're going to also see, finally, a breakout on the original fork of Ethereum. Or the fork of Ethereum, ETH. I don't know. What do you guys think? Drop it in the comments. Let me know the specific thing if you guys arrived. Haven't dropped in the comments section yet. Hopefully our great supporters, Mr. Poole and Alan, and other great supporters, Travis and Jay, and all the people that have been following the channel since before we got professional. Give me your input. I really think that once we see Ethereum crack all-time highs, we are going to start seeing this stuff really pop off. You know what I mean? Right? Pop off. That's what I'm betting on, guys. That is what I'm leaning towards. If you guys agree with me, I'm not saying Ethereum moves the markets, but it's pretty fucking obvious now at this point, right? It's obvious that BTC moves the markets, Ethereum moves the markets, Tether moves the markets, and we're starting to find out that other altcoins potentially move the markets as well. So, a couple things, guys. Let's jump into it. It looks like I got a little thing here I got to fix here. Give me 2 seconds. We're having a little bit of a blip. That's one thing we're going to try to stop, is the blips, guys. We're going to try to be more professional on the channel, for one thing, and less interruptions. So I don't know how that, I just had to switch something, guys. I hope that's not blurry on your end. They're having some malfunctions here on the good old OBS. I might have to do a reinstall on it. I hope that's not blurry. It looks like it's a little bit blurry, but I hope it's not. I hope we can at least kind of capture what's going on here. So first trading day of the year, we have seen a substantial price decline, okay? And this is what we've been talking about here on the channel that we were looking for at the start of the year, right? I'm looking for Trump to come in here, crash the markets. I'm looking for Tesla stock to fall. I'm starting to look for decoupling in the crypto markets against some of these top stocks. You know, in previous bubbles, guys, we have seen semiconductor stocks or tech companies, NVIDIA or, you know, some of these rally with crypto. And with the NVIDIA being up so high, we want to see some of this stuff come down and we want to see a decoupling. That way it'll really kind of show that what we're talking about here on the channel actually is very not only professional here, but we do know what we're talking about because we haven't seen that before. We've always seen these simultaneous rallies. As far as I know, I mean, again, I'm not looking at every single date, but it's always very, you know, in my recollection, we always see these semiconductor stocks basically in, you know, tech companies, chip companies rally with crypto. Some of these being so overpriced, we have to see something different this time. And I keep telling people here on the channel, a lot of people, you know, I read your comments. We'll get to those at some point, maybe. But a lot of people here on the channel, I don't want to say they're confused. I don't want to say they're stupid, but they're going to do what I did before, and I think they're going to feel stupid. I think they're going to feel stupid because what I think that's going to happen here, guys, is I think as these prices go back up, you know, and they start hitting relative new highs, like, I don't know, to give you an example here. Let's say if Bitcoin Cash went up to $700. Let's say if Grayscale went up to $21. We're getting a lot of people talking here on the channel that they're ready to sell. And I think that's going to be a big, big mistake. I do think we're going to have a pullback. It's going to be a little bit rocky up to those higher levels. But if you guys sell there, I'm telling you, within that next 2 to 3 week span, people are going to be buying back again, which is fine for me. I mean, I don't care. It's going to be fine for me, guys, because at the end of the day, if that happens, that is only going to give the illusion that the price is going to of the stock the crypto or the Grayscale is going to drop. But really, that's going to give crypto exchanges and the demand that's there an opportunity to take those market prices higher, to fill those limit orders, to break down the buy and sell walls in the upward trajectory. Because it's not just buying, guys. We have to remember that it's the people selling on the way up that is creating the line going up. I know that sounds kind of basic here, but a lot of people miss the basics here. I think we have to, we gotta look into this stuff. You know, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's not going to be an overnight finale. There's not going to be an end to this, right? So let's pull up LTCN, guys. I don't want this to turn into a Grayscale episode. It's frankly all the above. It's never just one thing. So. But I do want to look at Grayscale because, for one, we've had a lot of people reach out about it. I'm invested in it, and every single thing that I talk about here, despite what you guys say in the chat or in the comments, because, like I said, the trolls here are just fucking obsessed, and it's pathetic, really. Everything that I talk about here on the channel, guys, I am invested in. Every fucking thing. So if you're ever wondering whether or not I'm just talking about stuff to talk about it, not likely. Maybe like 10% of the stuff we talk about I do not own. The other 90%, you can guarantee that I'm not only fully invested, but as Anthony Pompilano and Trump once said, I have skin in the game. Remember when that phrase was popular last bull run? So, we're looking at volumes here, guys. I got the charts pulled up here. Now, we're looking at historical volumes. Why? Because we're starting to see something a little bit different here. Let me switch this to the dates here. We're starting to see a little bit of a decline in volumes. Obviously, the 27th was less, unlike LTCN. But we've seen a decrease in price, yet we have seen an increase today in the Grayscale stock, right? And this is important because Litecoin native is actually up today. We had an increased price in the native cryptos the other day, right? Yeah, the last 2 days, they've been on the way up. And you might say, well, why is this important? Well, because it's broadly happening on these grayscale stocks, right? We saw the volumes dip down, we've seen the volumes increase, and now we are starting to see price increase on the percentages, right? On the overall grayscale world, right? Now this is important because this is different than what we've seen before. What we've seen before is we've seen dwindling volumes, obviously people dumping, and we've seen a decrease in price. Now we've seen kind of a stabilization of sorts. We've seen the volumes kind of simmer down a bit. These volumes, guys, I'm telling you, these premiums can come back into place. Look at it, the 24th. There was only, I don't know if anybody's got a calculator. So to give you an idea of how small these volumes are, guys, like I want to be specific here, okay? The volumes on these are, guys, the 24th, we had less than $500,000 in trading volume. I mean, do you guys see kind of what I'm telling you with the premiums coming back into play so readily and so easily, especially being the first trading day of the year, and the volumes really aren't spiking like I would have assumed because the prices are actually up today with the volumes actually not being too impressive. Like, these aren't crazy volumes, guys. Okay, I want to be clear on this. This isn't crazy fucking volume world that is just going to be very. I mean, we have $1,652,000 in trading volume. We have 295,000 shares at a stock price of 5.50 USD on BCHG. Okay, that's not a lot. That's not as much as we've had in the past when we were fucking private placement coming in here. I think private placement was somewhere around here. It was back in October. We had over 1 million shares trade hands. So you're telling me that we can rise almost 300% before we even get up to that volume. And guys, the prices didn't spike that much. That's what we keep telling you here on the channel is that this next run is going to be based on, what do you know? The underlying asset, guys, and the premiums will come back into place because people that have IRAs, people that are only able to trade grayscale, they're not able to buy these native crypto assets. They're not able to go in the native crypto really essentially at all. They can only use these products like grayscale, MicroStrategy, which MicroStrategy to me, guys, is down, right? That's why we're not. I don't talk about MicroStrategy and I don't talk about their synthetic call option stocks that you guys have asked about because we're not interested in that stuff, guys. We are interested in where the money is going. Now, I've brought up MicroStrategy, I don't know, once or twice when it was at fucking 70% less than it's at now, but that was before we put the tie. Before we became professional here on the channel. So we do think that native crypto prices here on the channel are going to be rallying ongoingly here for a bit. Obviously we don't know exactly when that will subside, but I keep telling you guys that the idea of finding an exit right now and being so anxiously ready for that exit only lets me know that the crypto markets are going to simultaneously pump higher. This is going to be the recipe that we get for the 20x gains. Look at this. I think I just saw Solana. Solana back over $200. And just to let you guys know, there was a major unlocking period. We're going to pull that up here for you. A lot of cryptos, I keep telling you here on the channel, which this doesn't really apply to the cryptos we have as readily because simply the coins that we talk about do release new coins based on miners getting a block reward and them holding on to their cryptos and then releasing them over time. But that's very much different than these proof of stake lockup, right? Because it's not really a lockup with the mineable coins. I mean, they're selling when they want to sell. It's not like they're waiting for a special date to sell, right? And there is a lot of coins that are coming unlocked here this month in the next just a couple days. And I want to find you this article. Just give me a second here. Guys, if you're not subscribed and you're liking our channel, let me know. And I just read this article earlier. I don't know what the fuck's happening here. Quite a few. Let me give me a brief moment here. I'll log into the chat here and see what you guys are doing here. I found a really good article today that was demonstrating kind of what I'm trying to tell you here, guys. So let me just find you that article, and that way we can just kind of look at it together. You guys feel free to drop it in the chat. We will look at, your comments and stuff like that. Holy shit. This is not the article, but so I'm looking towards March for this thing to actually either ramp it up or really taking a dive here, guys. And no specific narrative, no specific order. All right, here. Let me just do this real quick here. Because we want to know when major coins that are $100 billion market cap coins are going to be unlocked. I mean, that's pretty fucking important if you ask me. That's like kind of what we were missing with the grayscale stuff back when the March premiums really got out of control. I don't say we missed it, but it wasn't much of a focus because we were so fucking excited about native crypto going to the moon that we kind of lost track of things that we should have been paying attention to a little bit more, I'd say. I think that would be fair to say here. You know what? I just sent the wrong thing. So, always be prepared, guys. Always be prepared. Don't do what I'm doing right now. This is not how you gain interest on the internet. This is how you show up wearing a t-shirt and a necktie and trying to give people advice on the internet on where they should invest their money. It's not really, it's not really kind of professional, as one would say. But I do want to show you this article because I do think it's important. I think that this is a good article. So, I can't find it, guys. I'm sorry. I had the article earlier. But we have a lot of it in the next few weeks, months. We have token supplies becoming available for unlock. And I know Solana was a token. I know a couple of these other ones were a token. I wish we could dive into it more, but I can't find the article. Sorry. I did a lot of research here before we started the channel, and apparently can't find the article. So let's go into the chat real quick here. See what you guys are saying here. Oh my god. Ugh. No! Guys, what is good? What is good? So great to come in here and see the beautiful people of the chat here in the chat. My favorite people, Mr. Fool, Travis, Smooth Operator, Major Cal. What's good? What's good, guys? Dave. Hey, Dave. Bill B. My favorite guys. I think the only people we're missing here is Alan. I don't know if he's here, but Alan J. and Smooth Operator. Yeah, you're in here. So, what's up, man? What's up, fool? Yeah, we are nuts at this point. Mr. Major Tao, what's good, my good friend? Major Tao, man, he's a very generous person. I've not seen the South Park episode. I have seen my fair share of South Park, but a lot of people do want to dump Doge because Elon Musk shields it. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, we got to see something. Hey, Travis, Happy New Year. Bill B, what's good? Are you looking for a new job, Mr. Fool? So, I don't think you should have, well, I think you're in Canada, Mr. Fool, I believe, but if you're in the United States, you should be able to go run out and get a job. That job market, sorry guys, I'm trying not to puke thinking about the job market, but that job market's on fire, according to Powell. Man, that thing's on fire. You can just run out and get a job, can't you? Man, these people are so full of shit, guys. I swear. We're so full of it. They're full of it more than we're full of it here on the channel, guys. All right, smooth operator, is this you? Is this you? I think it's the same person. Is this? Is this smooth operator right here on the screen? Is that you, smooth operator? So we did it. Yeah. So a lot, people are kind of in line with what we're saying here on the channel with this Tesla stock here, because everybody, a lot of people that I know, a lot of people, a handful of people, I guess, they made money off Tesla stock as it went up. And they have this illusion, and I think they're going to find that it's a disillusion, that they're trying to relive the stock gains that they've already experienced. And, we make this mistake time and time again in crypto as well. I'm not saying that everybody here, in the channel is not simultaneously doing exactly the opposite of what we're telling you to do, but we do find here, guys, that when people get gains in certain stuff, they want to relive that experience. But at the end of the day, guys, I've owned a Tesla. They got my email address, and they've been begging me to buy a new car for the last 6 months. And people say, oh, Tesla's more than a car company. Is it? Is it more than a car company? It seems like they're trying to sell cars as their number one thing. I don't know how that really makes a lot of sense that they're more than a car company. Tesla, Elon Musk has other companies, but I don't know if that really makes sense, because when I look at Tesla, that seems like the idea behind the company was to produce cars and make a profit selling those cars. I don't know. I'm not trying to point out the obvious here. I feel like they're a car company. More than a car company. I don't know. Is Elon Musk more than a car company? I think that's what they're trying to say. But I've noticed there's this trend with Tesla people that are invested in the stock or holding the stock or own a Tesla. They think, and I don't know, they're going to take this offensive. I know they are. But, I think they think they're actually part of this going to Mars thing and bettering society. But I've actually talked with these Tesla super fans before, and they've actually bluntly told me that saving the environment is not the reason they bought the car. Seems kind of contradictory. I don't know. I purchased the Tesla because I wanted an electric car, and I also simultaneously wanted to feel as if I was doing something good for the environment. I don't like putting gas in my BMW, driving it around town. But, I thought the reason people were buying Teslas was on some level because they were concerned about the environment. But a lot of people I've asked, they've bluntly told me in a comical way that they don't give a fuck about the environment. So what do they care about? Well, they care about reliving something that already happened that probably, I don't think, and again, we can reference this. It's the same people in the chat as usual, which we absolutely love. Thanks again for everybody coming in here. But I think Tesla stock is going to go down. And I think once it starts aggressively dropping a little bit more, we'll see big stockholders start to aggressively dump, similar to how Elon Musk dumped in November and December of 2022. And you go back and look at the public disclosures on that. So we have this, and there are people that are trading Tesla. I think those people are very, very smart because they've utilized the stock for what it was. It's a fucking stock, guys. At the end of the day, it's a stock. That's all it is. It's a fucking stock. All right? It's not a crypto. They can create new shares. They can dilute their current shares. They can stock split their shares to make it more attractive for investors to feel like they're able to afford an entire share, even though that you can do fractal shares on most brokerages now. At the end of the day, it is a stock. And from the emails that Tesla's been sending me almost once a week, begging me to buy a car, begging me to trade in my car, with various things like offering me free supercharging on my new vehicle, offering me all these rebates and all these credits. That usually is indicative of a company, maybe from my perception, not doing as good as the stock share price is reflecting. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe, there's market makers that can manipulate the stock all the way up to $1,000. But I think if you go back and you look at the stock splits and you do the math on where that would put the stock, I think Tesla is overvalued. Sorry, I do. And I think that the product they offer is not as good as people say it is. And I can only speak from my experience. Maybe you own a Tesla. Maybe you're thinking it's the greatest car you've ever owned. It is not the greatest car I ever owned. Every time it had a repair, it was several $1,000s. I made that video, guys, where I broke down and showed you the receipts. And I went out and when I made that video, I actually went on other YouTubers that were discussing the maintenance of Tesla, and they were all calling me liars. Tesla people, they get very aggressively, and I've noticed this, they get very aggressive, and it's for the people that are holding the stock, not trading the stock. I want you guys to understand the difference. People that are trading the stock are doing it right. People that are holding the stock thinking they're going to go to Mars with Elon Musk, and you guys are all going to have a happy life, they're going to find out reality is actually what's going to happen with their stock share price, but also reality. Now, let me tell you, a lot of people get very aggressive, these Tesla superfans, they get very aggressive when you say anything negative about Elon Musk or, their prized Tesla car or anything like this. But I've owned a Tesla. A lot of people say, oh, you own the first generation. That doesn't count. Well, that doesn't make any fucking sense because mine was in 2015. Seems like after a few years, my opinion should count a little bit. So the problem with the Tesla product, I think people are going to find out, is over time, it's going to be like every other fucking car. And that is the ongoing maintenance to repair them costs more than it is to hang on to the car or to the loan affirmation amount of what's left on the car or any of these other things. And a lot of people are going to sit there and go, nah, man, that's because you own the Model S. The Model 3 is better and cheaper. They will argue this to the death. And I think they're going to argue to the death as Tesla's stock price crashes. They're going to be in denial about that too. A lot of Tesla people are in denial. They are in denial. And I've met these people over the course of my life of various different ages here. And, this is reality. This is reality. The costs on these things are fucking expensive. And you can't get them fixed anywhere else. Very, very limited secondhand places to fix your car. Therefore, you are succumbed to using Tesla. All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up. I got to make a business call here, and I'm sitting here on a Thursday wearing a tie and a t-shirt. So you guys have a great day. We got some other videos coming out for you this evening. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Looks like we had somebody short's dog. Mr. Fool, yeah, it is a data company for sure. And Bill B89, we'll talk about it. All right, you guys take care. We'll talk to you soon here. Take care now. Bye bye.